This entire wall is just moving. My name is Carson. Welcome back to Thrifty Garage, a channel where we do everyday repairs, how-tos, and reviews. And in today's video, we're going to be doing some repairs on the Spartan enclosed trailer. This is a 2018 Spartan enclosed trailer. It's 6 years old. We have used it in the landscaping business for those 6 years. Had lawnmowers in here, mini skids, all sorts of equipment, shovels, tools, and we've had some issues with it that we need to repair. I'm going to call this trailer remodel. We recently repaired this diamond plating on the front of the trailer. This trailer has been jackknifed on both sides. So we ended up repairing that with the diamond plate. That turned out pretty good. You can see a few ripples on the top there, but overall a quick, easy repair. But the big issue we're facing is on the bottom of this. This panel is starting to ripple. So you can see pretty significant ripple in that panel where these tires are. And the cause for that is this wall is where our tool storage is. This door no longer latches. This latch is broken. But that's really just a side project. The real project is right here. So we usually have shovels, picks, bars, sledges, all sorts of heavy tools right here. And what's happening is this wall, you can see daylight through there. This wall has become delaminated. So what we're gonna have to do is take off this storage, pull off the wall panels, pull off the floor panels, and we're gonna have to take a look at what's going on here. That wall really needs to be raised up because it's settling down. We need to lift it up, and we need to re-weld it and connect that, and we need to find a better solution for long term. Here's a look at the inside of our trailer. We got this all stripped down. We are doing new wiring here, but the main reason to be doing this is this wall. And just as I suspected, we've got issues. Broken welds, bent pieces here. Okay, this side was involved in an accident. You can kind of see here where the fender kind of imprinted in. We did have to replace that fender. We did a separate video on that. So two reasons that could have caused this. Might have been one, might have been the other, might have been a combination of both. But we've got our shovel storage here. So we've got a ton of weight hanging down on this wall, which is causing pressure downward. The other issue is that accident hit right here could have caused some of these welds to break. That could have been what started the problem, and then the wall started to sag. As far as the design and construction goes, these braces are super flimsy. So you can see here how much this flooring just bows. So I think this plywood flooring is actually structural. Just crazy. Crazy flimsy. The other issue is the main frame ends right here. And then these walls are just kind of scabbed on and just hanging out the edge there. So there's nothing holding these things on aside from these little brackets. You can see the welds are cracking. All the welds are broken. On the other side here, all of these pieces are sitting flat the way they're supposed to be, and they're just like little Z-shaped pieces that go up and over, but the spacing is kind of wide on them too. So we got one there, we got a tire, we got another one here, another one there, got a tire, skips all the way to there, another one there. So pretty large gaps in between, but this side you can see is the better of the two sides, and no sagging visible whatsoever. But this side, it's obviously sagging, and what it's also causing is this outside wall is starting to buckle. You can see that ripple in the wall. So this lower portion, which is also welded to that same plate, is where it's supposed to be, and this top has compressed down. And so when that wall is compressed down, that paneling, that sheeting on the outside is kind of rippling because it's attached on the very bottom. This entire wall is just moving. Not supported at all. So that is a problem. We are going to definitely fix that. So I guess that brings us to a third issue here, and that is that this wall is the wall with a door on it. So that door wall, I wonder if we would put our shovel weight on this other wall, if this wall is more sturdy, stronger, would have held up to that abuse longer. Even with the car accident, would the shovels have held up better on that wall? I don't know. So something to keep in mind, that doorway does potentially weaken this wall, obviously. So again, we've had this trailer 6 years, and our goal is to get this trailer to last us another 3 to 5 years. What we are doing to accomplish that is we are running new wires for the taillights. These taillights have been an ongoing issue. And the other structural thing is we are fixing this wall support. What we will probably end up doing for that is we'll probably get a piece of angle iron, and the angle iron portion will stick beyond this frame, will stick out and sit underneath this. So it'll have vertical support, but then the angle iron will go down. The angle iron will sit against this frame. We can weld against the frame and on this top rail. But what we'll also do is we'll get a longer piece, maybe a foot piece, so it'll kind of counter-lever out and sit out there and hold that weight. We'll obviously have to cut at least this portion of the angle iron, and we're going to have to probably set the angle iron down here and then pivot it into place. So we might just have a strap or a flat panel here, just flat portion of the angle iron, and then the rest will kind of lever out over the edge. And I'm hoping that can support that weight. We'll probably re-weld these guys up, bend them back into place, but they are no longer doing what we need. But the main issue here is we definitely want to get that wall panel flat again and keep this wall from just blowing out in the wind. So yeah, here's where we're at. It's always a mess before things get better. We are making progress on this guy. We've got our lights working, we've got our new lights working, whole new wiring harness. Right here we've got all new splices, full 7-pin wiring all the way through the trailer. We've got our brakes rewired in here. So those guys are up nice and solid. Actually need to tape that up. But that's our only splice under the trailer. We've got a junction box up front. We got this splice here. That also feeds this wire up into there. And then it comes down to here. Got another splice there. And then it runs across. So much better setup than before. We added this RV style switch for these lights. So that works great. And right now this is hooked up to a battery charger. This battery in here is toast. But we've got now this red wire is power from the truck, the plug power in. We've also got power from the solar coming in here, and we've got this on a battery tender charger right now just to give this some more juice. We do need to replace that with a legit battery. We did eliminate this guy. This is original to the trailer, and we will be using this battery for the emergency backup battery. So we will eliminate one battery to maintain and take care of. We'll be able to keep this battery going good. Whether it's hooked up to a truck or not, we will always have these lights in here, which will be super awesome. And then now we are on to the flooring repair. So we're gonna go pick up some angle iron, get this wall lifted back up, secured, welded in. Talking to my employee about how to prevent this from happening in the future. Basically this flooring is super weak. All these joists are flimsy and just weak. And so I think if I were buying a new trailer and I knew I was buying a cheap trailer, one easy solution would be to add a double thick floor. So do the original layer of 3/4 plywood and then add a second layer of 3/4 plywood. Would help stiffen up the floor, make me feel more confident in towing heavier, you know, like a mini skid type thing. Obviously the door is another issue with the mini skid, but just constant daily use. That's one way to upgrade. Another thing I would do differently is with this wall being our shovel wall, all that weight, is I would probably run this plywood piece that I've got here screwed into the wall. I would run those vertical all the way down to the floor so it's sitting on the floor. And then as you added our shelving, that weight would be transferred to the floor and not reliant on this wall, and it would not be reliant on the way they've got these scabbed in here. So those are two things I would do differently with this trailer. Honestly, after we weld this, I don't think I'm gonna make that repair here as far as more structural, but it is something to consider if you had a brand new trailer, ways to upgrade that. But Next step is to fix this, and then we'll put the flooring back in and should be back in business hopefully another 3 to 5 years on this trailer. Okay, here's a look at our lighting. We got this light and these lights. So we go from here to here. So new lights are a lot better. The old ones still work, kind of. And then for the new braces, I've got this jacked up right now. But we've cut this notch in here so we can slide these over the frame, slide these into place, and then I can weld right here. And then these are long enough. This wall is actually kicked out right now, so this end of this wall actually sits right there. And then I've got the ability to weld here, here, here to the frame and along this side. And then any pressure going down there will be pushing pressure right there. And so it shouldn't be able to tip over like it did before. And then again, this wall is actually going to slide in, and the edge of it will be about right here. And we can weld that to right there, and hopefully that supports the weight. Okay, we're out here welding. Got to weld down the inside of the frame, and that angle iron's leaning up against the frame. Got to weld on both sides of the frame, a couple of tacks along the edge, one right there. Luckily enough, my cut just so happens to fit those holes through there. I just made that cut so I could get in here at an angle. It just was an undetermined length, but it worked out perfect. So I got these guys all welded on. I'm gonna modify one. I'm gonna make another one of these guys to sit right there, tuck it underneath that plywood, get that welded in, because I want this corner to be really secure. And it looks like it's held up. I don't know if that's glue or a weld, but that corner's held up aside from the angle iron broke that keeps running continuously, and the weld broke. So the structural support there was actually pretty good, but I'm gonna just beef it up just in case. And then everything else, once we move this wall in, we can weld the wall to my new supports, and we shouldn't have the same issue where they are collapsing. Should be a lot stronger than the way they did it from the factory. I guess if I were to recommend for trailer manufacturers how to build these, basically if they would have cut a U shape, or cut a notch here and a notch there, and had one continuous piece of angle iron across, I don't know, those S-curve things were just kind of cheesy, just not strong enough. Anyways, so that's where we're at on the progress. Rate my weld. Some are better than others. Where's a bad one? This guy's pretty ugly. Okay, all the welding's done. We got the wall back in line. We got the wall welded to our new angle iron brackets. I think this is gonna be a much more solid way of doing this. Nice and solid wall. No more moving around. So, okay, trailer's pretty much wrapped up. Still need to put on the tires. It's not perfect, but that crease is far less noticeable than what it was. We've got our fender securely mounted on here. This was because of that flexing that was happening, this fender actually had popped off. Screws had popped out. You can see it's not perfect. We did have some damage on this piece where it wore away. We've got kind of our trim pieces there. Again, this thing kind of slid differently, and on this one as well. And you can see still some creases in there, but tried to push them out for the most part. But yeah, for the inside, we did replace this door latch. This latch had broken, went missing, so we got a new one of those in there. That works well now. And for the big reveal inside, we have all the floor back in. We've got our wall back together, and just we are solid. We are secure. Looking fantastic, man. The lighting in here. Lock works and everything. Lighting in here, it's like daylight. Perfect lights. This should actually work without it hooked up to a truck. It is hooked up to a truck right now, but we also have this battery in here as well to run the lights. And we do have our braces underneath here. Not really noticeable as far as the flooring. So yeah, good solid trailer. Hopefully we get another 3 to 5 years out of this thing. And door works well, wall works well, flooring, everything's secure. Our side paneling's all good. Got all new wires in here, running across. Everything has been replaced. So overall, this trailer, our 6-year-old trailer, it's been a great investment. And we've got this guy broke, the front of the trailer. We had to replace that. We had to replace a fender in an accident, and we had to, with several sets of tires, a few upgrades here and there, battery, lighting, solar panels, all that, toolboxes, E-tracks, obviously, a couple more D-ring hooks in the trailer. But yeah, it's hard to say. Do you go with a brand new, high quality brand like SureTrack for $15,000, $20,000, or do you pay, well, prices have gone up, so 7 to 10, you pay half the price and you get a trailer like this, and maybe you do some upgrades. Maybe you upgrade the flooring, maybe you upgrade the walls, put in some E-tracks, put in power, solar, lighting, toolbox, whatever else. You buy a $7,000 trailer, you put a couple $1,000s into it, put a wrap on it. You're gonna put a $2,000 to $3,000 wrap on either one, but at the end of the day, this trailer has served us well. I don't know what I'd do again. I mean, starting out brand new, I couldn't afford a $15,000, $20,000 trailer. And even right now, we're 6 years in, I can't afford to replace this trailer. That's why we did what we did. We spent a couple days' time and a couple $100, and I'm hoping to get another 3 to 5 years out of this. So how can I recommend to somebody to go buy a $20,000 trailer? And then will that $20,000 trailer last 10 years without issues? 6 years, we've had our issues, but really overall, it's not been too bad. So that is the end of this video series. Everything is in good condition. It's ready to go for 2025. Here we come. How crazy is that? Anyways, thanks for watching Thrifty Garage, and we will see you on the next one. Did think about this a little bit. This side, well, that's a bit loud.